Hi babes, how are you? If you're new, welcome. My name is Michelle, and today we're going with a reading that you guys have requested. This is for the April 8th, the alleged eclipse. That's a lot of conspiracy theories around, and you guys wanted me to read on that, so here we go. I want to remind you, my babes, that my readings have no date. They are divinely guided. Everything has free will. Not everything is going to be resonating with all of you. A friendly reminder that every reading I do is for your entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. We always provide you with the legal disclaimers at the beginning of every video in English and Spanish for anybody who may be interested in reading that. So with this said and that clarified and disclosed, let's move forward, my loves. Okay, let's see what could possibly happen. Let's see what is going on with the April 8th conspiracy. I'm sorry guys, I'm just fixing some cards that fell when I was cleaning around. But anyways, here we go. So we got Five of Cups, King of Pentacles, I'm sorry, Seven of Wands, the Devil, King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, King of Wands in the reverse, Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, overall energy, Two of Cups, at the bottom the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have a very strong Capricorn. We got Leo, Aries. We got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius as well. So either way, what is going on here? So I do feel like a lot of the conspiracy theories are getting out of hand into where people are losing their common sense. Why am I saying this? I do see here that a lot of people are thinking that it's doomsday, thinking the worst out of it because of this. People telling you conspiracy theories. I do see stress, I do see anxiety, but it's not even because of the eclipse, it's because of what has been said. First of all, it's like panic, which I always say that in my readings I never do, because panic will cause you to make mistakes. Now I do see that some people could experience, especially in the technological sense, phones may not be working. Keep in mind that this is not going to be every single company. It's going to be specific companies who could actually have some sort of issues with the signals, like what happened to, for example, AT&T at one point. So I do see right here that allegedly power outage are going to be happening. Keep in mind this is just because of the magnetic field. Now there's something with gravity that some things could be, like, I will say some sort of like things could be happening, like it's weird, because it's mostly is in nature and in specific places with water and whatnot, but it's talking about something with gravity as well that could be affecting a way to perform. A lot of people could have, for example, headaches, something with gravity that is going to change a bit, that people are going to either or could wake up sick allegedly or feeling a little sick. And keep in mind this is not going to be everybody, especially with people with deficiency of, I would say, iron, vitamin D. Perhaps people who have illnesses are going to be allegedly the most affected or feeling a little bit more sick than others. Okay, keep in mind, not everybody. They're recommending, of course, carry cash like that one time, because again, some ATMs are not going to be working. The banks are going to be allegedly down, not in a permanent way, but it's more because of the gravity and whatnot when it comes to technological issues. Again, I have to be reminding that it's not going to be every single person, or every single state, or every single country. It's going to be some of them. Why? Because that's life. I do see right here that they're recommending to stack up on food because of this technological issues. Allegedly, if you don't actually carry cash all the time, this could be why they're telling you, hey, maybe do your grocery shoppings before, because the machines or so may not work. So if you have, for example, food stamps, or you use your card or your credit card or whatever it is that you use, it may not work into where you may not be able to buy what you need. So allegedly they're saying, hey, stock up days before, because this could happen. It's not going to be zombies or nothing. It's just going to be this. Now allegedly here, keep in mind that whoever is telling you this, whoever is feeding your fear, is just making money out of you and making you a cheap. Often people who actually, instead of like being productive with their conspiracy theories or announcements, is because they want you to be in fear so you can actually lose it, so they can control you. So allegedly here, not saying to disregard everything, because you're more than welcome to take or leave whatever you want, but take everything with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to experience this. So allegedly here, the government could be preparing for situations like people losing it because of it, as well as some difficulties when it comes to the ATM and the services. Allegedly, some states are going to experience that the police department, I wouldn't say it's going to be shut down, but allegedly it's just like the phone lines and everything are not going to be working. So that's why they're telling you, hey, if you don't have to go out, don't go out, because madness could be going on allegedly due to the technological situation that could happen. So I do see like indeed it's going to be stronger than what people predicted on October 7th. You guys remember that I told you not what happened, and you guys told me that yeah, this happened. But either way, it's going to be kind of like, oh, you look so cute. That's my son. It could be close to it, but it's going to be more significant in the technological sense. So if you actually work from home, Wi-Fi and all of that, if you had to send some paperwork or so, please do it before the April 8th if it's super important, because you may be affected by this situation, and Wi-Fi and internet and signal could be down into where it could affect your work. So again, allegedly, just be careful with that. It's also telling here that allegedly you don't have to travel in car, specifically on plane. Allegedly don't do it, because there could be allegedly some sort of like almost accidents on plane, or accidents on plane allegedly, or a lot of like, for example, flights are going to be canceled due to allegedly, again, the eclipse effect on technology. This is going to conspire a lot of people coming with conspiracy theories based on the end of the world allegedly, and to where it's going to put a lot of fear. So again, you have to be understanding that again, the end of the world only is a perception, because you as humans, we can survive anything. So at this point, it depends how you view it. If you're a weak mind into where you feel like everything is the end of the world, it's going to be more difficult to overcome that specific day. If you are somebody who's very strong and is very resourceful, and you tend to do things before it happens, like grocery shop, have some money in case, that's what they're saying. Also, allegedly, if you live in a high crime area, allegedly, if you actually have cameras or so, because of that, they may not work. So you need to allegedly be more prepared. Either, or if it's a business, don't open it that day allegedly. Or if it's your home, please don't go out and leave your home unattended if you are capable of staying home allegedly. Keep in mind that it's for some people. I know some people cannot do that, but this is just the recommendation for some people. Now, I do see that talking about astrological, I do see that day a lot of you are going to be contacted by people from the past allegedly. This is not necessarily love. This could be mom, dad, or somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, that I do see that it ended, like, or the conversation or communication ended because the other person was like unwilling to be communicative with you. And this again is not about love necessarily, this is about anything. So I do see that allegedly this also will happen too. It's connecting somebody about it's Christmas. It's talking about Christmas or last Christmas, that it was like the last time you saw this individual or talked to this individual, and they're gonna reach out. I do see that some of you are not going to be happy to hear this or to hear about this person. Others of you, even if you're happy, this person has like a nasty attitude. I do see like they need some sort of like training into how to reconnect or communicate with people, but allegedly here this could also happen too. Especially allegedly if you drive an electronic car, going back to that, allegedly it may have some sort of difficulties with that. So they're telling you, hey, maybe just if you're able to take a bus or somebody else who does not have an electric car. But I do see a lot of allegedly a lot of technological, like the newest things, like new phones, like brand new phones, allegedly cars that could be electronic, that could have some issues. And again, this is going to happen randomly. It's not going to happen to every single person, and that's why they're actually reminding you to be prepared just in case. Okay, can clarify the Nine of Swords. and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, it's pretty much saying like, hey, just be ready, be prepared. This could also expire to electronical outgates in some places. So again, just have some ice in the house. Allegedly have some, like, you know, those fridge that you take for the pool or the beach or so. Have some with some ice just in case you need to put some meat or, you know, food so it doesn't spoil. So allegedly it's just that. Again, it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's gonna be just unexpected. But I do feel like people who are very dependent on technology, not only because of their job but in general, are going to be the most distraught, like the most, oh my gosh, what is happening? I do feel like people who are more used to be resourceful outside of the technology are going to be the ones. So allegedly, if you work in an office, if you work in a retail store, a lot of them are going to either or being obligated to close early or to close in general because the system is out, or allegedly if they stay open, it's going to be, hey, it's just cash only. So this is going to be one of the things that I see possibly happening allegedly as well, because again, you guys know that I had to use these words, otherwise my video cannot be up. With the Magician in the reverse right here, allegedly is going to take you back to the 80s, like pretty much some like washing and dryers are not gonna work, so you'll see people like cleaning their stuff by hand, hanging it. It's like allegedly it's gonna take a lot of people back to the old days, into where technology wasn't as present. So people who are either or capable of surviving in those means and or they like to are gonna be fine. People who are super dependent on technology are gonna feel like we are back in the prehistorical times. So again, it's about perspective. With the 8 of Wands in the reverse right here, no, you're not gonna see witches flying on a broom. No, you're not gonna see ET. You're not gonna see aliens. Allegedly, there's not gonna be none of that. People are just claiming that, oh my gosh, you're gonna see this species or that thing, and allegedly it's not gonna be like that. Again, I'm not gonna take away the fact that some people who are highly intuitive, highly sensitive, could actually see things differently. But again, this is for the majority of the people in the world. Not everybody's going to experience that. Now, somebody who could be spiritual could feel very drained that day. So they're actually saying, hey, that day use your crystals, protection, bathe your energies with holy water. I always say, if you're a spiritual person, please bless your doors, your windows, and everything, because heavily spiritual people are going to experience like some sort of changes and moods in their energies, because in a sense, in the spiritual world, it could be like a shift. It's like a portal to the new world. It's like a new reality for most people who are spiritual. A lot of people are going to experience shifts in their life, and most people are going to experience very deep changing shifts, but they're actually very good. They're actually good. But keep in mind that new is always scary. So again, I'm not complaining or I will say judging somebody that does not open the change with open arms, because at the end of the day, change could be scary, but I don't see it to be, oh my gosh. But yes, if you're a highly spiritual person, please bless your doors, bless your home entirely if you're capable, bless your family, your business, your car. If you're spiritual, I'm telling you, do it, because allegedly it's going to help a lot, especially when it comes to your energies. With the 3 of Wands, it says right here that eventually everything will pass. In Leo energy, the sun comes out and normal comes back. Allegedly, again, there's a lot of people who are spiritual that are heavily I don't like to throw shade, right? But I'm very honest. There's spiritual people who talk about certain changes and certain things based on their own fear. And these people are allegedly doing it because they need you to be fearful. They need you because it's the only way you will be underneath them. So be careful who you listen to. Be careful what the purpose of the message is, because if it's not to warn you and to get being a cheerleader, because like, hey, don't worry, it's gonna be fine, or this or that could be done, be careful, because a lot of people just want you sunk in fear. And again, yes, allegedly the government or the alleged things that they're moving and doing is because they know allegedly it could be experiencing a lot of like technical difficulties, which allegedly could open doors to possible alleged attacks or so. So if you live in heavy intense areas like New York City or places that are very important, allegedly be aware of your surroundings, and if you don't need to be in public places that could be unattended due to the technology issues allegedly, please again don't go out. And also the eclipse do change the moods in people, especially people who are, because everybody's going to be affected in a way to perform, but people who are not spiritual and in tune with their emotions and aware of how spiritual they could be acting out. So allegedly there could be a lot of violence or people acting out of like character in a violent way because the eclipse is actually doing that as well. If you live near by the water, a beach or so, be aware of that too, because it could affect the waves. And if you're a surfer or you are thinking of going to the beach or so, please try to change it to a different day, because allegedly it's not the best as well. If you like hiking or so, the animals are also going to be affected by this. So it's pretty much, if you don't have to, don't do it, and change it up or so, because again the eclipse, it's going to affect a lot of energies regardless of people knowing it or not. But is it the end of the world? Not, indeed not. It's going to be different things, possibilities, awareness of this, allegedly all of these things that I just mentioned. But it's not going to be the end of the world, even if there is news that could be shocking. Allegedly there's going to be some news that are going to be shocking, but it's not going to be the end of the world unless you think it is. Because again, just because somebody could say it's in the end of the world and then I see it as okay, changes, my world continues, and this person's world is like going upside down. So at this point, it's just, this is the possible things that I see that could be happening, and they're giving you a heads up. And do I worry? No, I do not worry, because I'm going to be repetitive there. For me, worrying is stupid, because what does it do for me besides taking away my common sense? And if you are uncivilized due to fear, then you're not doing anything. You're not going to be able to problem solve, you know? So at this point, that's why I don't feed fear. I just tell you, hey, this could happen, and this is how you solve it. That's the only thing we can all do, babe. So you take it or leave it, is your business. But again, this is the possible and alleged things that could happen. Now we're gonna go with the astrological dice to finalize this. We're gonna go with the planets. We have the Saturn planet, and this represents situation pertaining to restriction, what holds you back, going without, following through on commitment, accountability, responsibilities. Now we're gonna go with the emotional side, which is the zodiac sign, and we got Capricorn energy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this says business as usual, productive, weathering the storm, duty calls, overprotective. And the houses, which we got house 1, the houses represent the area of life of today's reading, and it says represents your personal life, belongings, and physical possessions. How you look, think, or feel can also warn against misfortune. Again, just be prepared. That's all it does. You need to do. Anyways, this is the end of the reading. I hope you guys like it. If you guys didn't, well, oh well, I'll sleep just fine. But anyways, guys, I want to also invite you to follow me outside my YouTube. Of course, please like and subscribe here. I do weekly videos on English and Spanish. Please follow me also on Instagram, on TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, Twitch, and Discord. Anyways, love you guys so very much, and have an amazing day. The links are always going to be in the description box below, and if you're interested on a personal reading, my links are also there in the description box below. Many blessings, and love ya. Bye.